All right. I'm going to attempt a short aftercast. Hopefully, everyone is doing okay out there on this Sunday, April 5th, 2020. It is currently 10:15. We are just checking in with everybody around the world who listens and participates with the LuckyDog podcast. If this is your first time listening or joining in, uh, thank you for joining. We could not do this without your support, your listens, your reviews, etc. You already know. So, normally, if you are brand new and have no idea what's going on in the Aftercast is behind the scenes of the Lucky Dog podcast, where normally we talk about TV, movies, media on the regular day to day, but since the coronavirus has just decided to up and say what's up and basically fuck everybody's plans up, um, it's it's made things a lot more difficult for us as reviewers, people in the entertainment business, creative fields, stuff like that. Um, so, on top of a million things being canceled, sports events, public events, anything that is basically over 10 people, it is remarkable just to see how the world has shifted in such a short amount of time. I'm already breaking etiquette rules as we speak. They're talking about having people constantly wear masks in the public because of this coronavirus. Um, we can't touch our face anymore. It's like I'm spazzing not to like scratch at my face and just I like thinking about it. I gotta scratch my face with my arm or something like that, and then I'm gonna have to go wash my arm in a minute. So it's just like it's a brand new world we're living in with regards to talking about this coronavirus. Now, in previous aftercasts, I've talked about major events that have happened in the world. Well, almost every event, and not just the world, just locally and things to do. What we've been doing behind the scenes on the podcast. Well, since the coronavirus, almost nothing is open, nothing is available. Worldwide pandemic is it's brought the world to an essential halt. So, um, with saying that, I've been trying to stay up to date as much as possible, reading CDC, WHO, CNN, different MSNBC, NPR, different news sources. I've looked online, tried to stay as up to date as possible with how concerned we should be about this virus. I've gone back and reviewed Contagion, Outbreak 1995, Contagion 2011 by Soderbergh. Both interesting takes on a way a virus can spread. Some scenes in the movies work better than other scenes. I think some of them have their strong points and some of them have their weak points. Go back and check the reviews if you really want to know detailed information about that. You can find all the reviews on Soundcloud and YouTube and all the popular players. So, essentially, why are we here talking on this aftercast evening? Well, what are we on quarantine day? Let me see if I can find the day I decided to start quarantine. So technically I'm saying the lockdown started about March 12th, which was the second week in March, which would mean 7, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, day 24 of this quarantine in a way is what I'm day 24 of quarantine. So it's a weird world we're living in, to say the least. So the research I've been looking at, everybody wants to know, what is this virus in comparison to other viruses? Well, I was looking at viruses such as the H1N1 and 2009 pandemic, and that one affected about, what I found was about 60 million people, I believe, and it killed about, was it 12,000 Americans over the course of a year, possibly. Let me see if I can find that fact again. I wish I would have wrote all of this down before starting this, but this is more of a rambling podcast, more of a hangout. If anyone has any information or factual stuff, just throw it in the chat, and we'll be able to cover it from there. But yeah, so the swine flu of H1N1, pig or originated somewhere in the farms and stuff like that. An average of 60 million cases, which I believe would have to be worldwide. That sounds pretty high for just U.S. I didn't write down if it was. But that was 12,469 deaths over the course of a year. Now, I believe H1N1 ended up killing about 100 to 200,000 people. But don't take my word for it. I'm still looking at the information, and I don't have the sources on hand everywhere, so I don't want to just be spreading random information and knowledge without saying it. But I did find the information on the Spanish flu of 1918. It lasted several years. It affected 1/3 of the world, roughly 500 million people, 50 million worldwide deaths, and 675,000 U.S. deaths. That was all on the CDC. Most of the deaths were between under 5, between 20 and 40, and over 65, which is very similar to what the COVID-19 is affecting at this point. When it first started coming out, most people didn't believe that younger folks were being affected. And the thing is, young folks weren't taking it very seriously. And mostly because I don't think 100% of people understood how contagious this was. And so, just interacting with people within the last 2 weeks that might have come in contact with it, may or may not be exhibiting symptoms, can still spread it to you. So that's why it's extremely important to wear a face mask. Like the CDC is at this point telling people, talking and breathing in the same room, and then someone else walking in there and breathing in COVID-19 air, then you can inhale it and then spread it to somebody else. So it's extremely contagious, and with saying that. So I don't know. I haven't wanted to make the aftercast completely focus on strictly the COVID-19 situation, but it really is hard not to talk about it in a way that just affects everyone. In every industry, the worldwide economy, it's just come to a ultimate shutdown is what I would think it would be called. I don't remember H1N1 having well, hold on. Let me just back up real quick and give you the quick number that we had earlier today. I've been taking screenshots of the CNN worldwide case count and death count, just to kind of get a grasp of how the coronavirus is spreading. So I have a screenshot on Wednesday, and by then we were expecting a lot of things to shoot up, though, because of the testing being way more accessible and widely available. it makes it so that more people are going to test positive, and there probably were all of these cases that were already out there. The thing was, testing was not available. So Wednesday, the total amount of cases were 885,440. Sorry, 885,000 globally, and then there was 44,000 deaths. Today, there were 1,200,000 cases and 67,000 deaths. And this is all globally, worldwide. Same shit, And then on Wednesday, let me see. Wednesday there were 188,000 cases in the U.S. and 3,900 deaths. Sunday, there are 321,000 cases and 91,000 deaths. Wow, so we're about 3,000 deaths short of the first year of H1N1 in 2009, which is essentially the size of 3 9/11s. 9/11 being about 3,000 to 4,000 people lives lost. Not that you should be comparing viruses to horrific events, but just for numbers' sake, just so that you understand. Okay, so yeah, that is a lot of cases that are discovered in the last since Wednesday. But it's better that all of these cases are found than not. And I think the majority of the people that are being affected by it are relatively okay. There is a slight uptick in deaths, obviously, because of the older folks that are getting this, and it's causing them to get pneumonia and stuff like that. And I don't know. I'm not I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so don't take anything I say as canon. But this is a dangerous virus, and it's something to be taken seriously. So, what's everybody been up to? Talk to me in the chat if anyone's watching, listening in the chat. Talk to me. We've been playing Call of Duty a lot the last couple of days, trying to get the streaming OBS system set up. It's not easy to stream, I'll tell y'all that. I give it to y'all streamers out there. This is real work, and I took many hours to research some videos on YouTube and whatnot, and I was just like, this is not just a plug and play and go. Like, this has been many months in the making. Like, most of this streaming stuff I have had downloaded for a very long time, and it's just taken me a while to really hop on the bandwagon of recording and whatnot. And obviously getting in front of the camera is another aspect of it too. And my hair is insane, so I just having to deal with that every time. Hold on. Having to, deal with this, the hair, and, doing audio podcasts, I can be wearing my pajamas, but I have to be a little bit more present in front of video. So it does make me feel like I have to be a little more self-conscious and maybe a little bit more camera ready. And, yeah, it's helping me overall. But recently we've been watching devs on Hulu, and we have also been watching, what the hell? I wanted to restart a little bit of Breaking Bad. All this Better Call Saul-ness has got me freaking so hyped for more Breaking Bad stuff, and I went back and watched the first episode, and without giving too much away, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full review or anything about it, maybe of the first episode, and kind of compare it to the series as a whole. But wow, the first episode, it feels completely different from what Better Call Saul is as of right now. I mean, even from the handheld shaky cam, like I I, I don't remember that Breaking Bad ever had shaky cam and whatnot. Like almost the majority of the shots feel like they're done handheld and not on like a tripod with every single shot meaning something, even though there's still so much detail in it. So without going into too much detail, that's a short review on Breaking Bad. But wow, it's a lot of fun. Tiger King news. So we've already covered Tiger King first episode, final episode, and did kind of a series roundup on everything. And it is quite a feature. Like I said in the podcast, it is unlike anything else. It can't be written. It is just an insane endeavor by these documentary makers. There has been responses made by what's his name? Howard Baskin, Carol's husband, on the Big Cat Rescue website. If I end up taking this off of Twitch and everything, I'll link it down below and whatnot. But look up Howard Baskin's response to the documentary, and people were not too happy about it, or he was not too happy about it. It really seems that Howard and Carol had no idea what type of entertainment this documentary was going to be. It sounds much more like the documentary was going to be focused on the tigers and the big cats, but the documentary was definitely held by Joe Exotic, mostly because, I mean, how could you not? This guy was absolutely insane. Keep the cameras rolling on him, at all times. So, actually, there was a podcast that was trending with Jeff Lowe on it. I don't have the name of the podcast in front of me, but Jeff Lowe went on Twitter and ended up saying something like, Netflix is going to release an additional episode of Tiger King sometime this week, which is such a surreal experience, because in the video, Jeff is actually here, let me see if I can find it.
This is Jeff Lauren from the Tiger King show on Netflix. Thank you for watching your show. Christy said you're a big fan, and yeah, you need a life. You just wasted 7 hours on ours. Take care, guys. We love you. Netflix is adding one more episode. We'll be on next week.
Yeah.
We're filming here tomorrow. Take care, stay safe, and put your mask on.
Bye.
So you can hear his leather. That is surreal. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but something about a series, everybody watching it, everyone knows that this guy has been just on a documentary series on Netflix. Someone made a cameo with him. I think his name was Doug Landry. And let me see, it was the Holding Court podcast. And so the Cameo, do y'all know what Cameo is? Cameo is a website you can go to and pay somebody to give you like a happy birthday shout out, or just pay them to say something kind of ridiculous. Jeff Lowe is on here saying something about Tiger King having one more episode dropped on Netflix, and he's telling us to wear a mask and stuff like that. Like, it's just blowing my, and the fact that I think that this I think he said that it's not, let me see.
Yeah. We're filming here tomorrow. Take care, stay safe, and put your mask on.
Yeah, he said they're filming tomorrow. That is That's impressive that Netflix is able to go to a place. What is it? You know, the 6th, and we'll see when they drop the episode if he's telling the truth. He could be bullshitting. I don't know. I don't know why he would say that and that they're not. There's got to be some sort of NDA or something that non-disclosure agreement that Jeff Lowe probably signed, and this guy just probably literally doesn't give a fuck, and he knows he's gonna get business, and he knows he's gonna be on the Netflix shows. So I'm curious why this news was broken by him via Cameo. But yeah, that's kind of exciting. The fact is, Netflix has the capability to create a star or stars or create a world, and through the internet we're still able, even through the corona shit, we're still able to recognize these big names that were once nobodies just a few months ago, and we're able to interact with these people. Like it just it blows my mind in a way. I don't really know how to explain it that it would make much sense to go in too much depth about it. Let me see if I can fix this. This is all right. Why am I turning blue? Am I turning blue? What's going on? Why am I turning blue? I don't know. I'll fix this later. See, this is what happens when you do. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Anyways, let me see. Oh, it's changing because I have the TV monitor in the background. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Let me see. Okay, so anyways, I just thought it was a really cool concept and just overall fact that we can go from doing this. From having this docuseries blow up in the course of like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they're making stars, and they're able to go to his place or to his ranch or wherever the hell to the Tiger King location, wherever the tigers are, I guess, and continue to film and continue the series in such a quick fashion. I wonder if they're really going to drop it this week, because that would be some quick ass editing. I mean, my guess is they probably already have an episode's worth of content. The fact is, they just want some additional content. Probably the coronavirus, I mean, completely changes everything. I remember even Harold Baskin talking about it, how the coronavirus has affected the business that is. And Tiger King has also affected it too. It's just like a multitude of things. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's extremely fascinating. Jesus, this light is just driving me up the wall. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me see. Oh no. Oh no. All right, so let me see quick. Alrighty. Well, I believe I've wasted enough time, enough of your guys' time, and no, we're all hanging out here. Really, Aftercast is just behind the scenes of what's going on with everyone. I haven't heard too much from everyone. Everyone's, or listeners are probably getting a little bit more used to just hanging out at the crib, not going too much. It's weird. The thing about this whole corona thing is it's weird knowing everyone pretty much has the same plans, with the exception of some of these essentials out there. Once again, thank you to all the healthcare workers that are out there on the front line. Obviously we couldn't do this without you. So the thing is, all these non-essential, quote unquote, non-essential workers, it's like, I know what you're doing tomorrow. Not shit. Just like we did the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that. Don't, it's like, I don't know. I miss doing things. I miss going out. I miss seeing my friends. I miss all these first world problems that probably don't matter in other countries at this point. It's just it's lonely out here, you know. It's lonely out here for a podcaster at this point. It's just yeah, I don't know. It's it's a different world we're living in. It's hard to describe. I started writing down a list of things that this has changed since it's begun. Among not being able to hang out with people for in groups larger than 10. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me see this. Maybe that'll help. All right. So we are about to watch Westworld. Was it episode 4? Episode 5? I think it's episode 4. Honestly, I can't remember. Let me see what is it. Do y'all know what it is? Someone let me know in the chat. Let me see. Nope. Why don't I have it handy? And 3. Yeah, so tonight is going to be episode 4. Yeah. And I think there's only 8 episodes of Westworld. Like, this is a pretty quick season. And give or take the timey-wiminess of what's going on, are we all living in a simulation kind of shit? I'm not sure how philosophical I want this series to go at this point, but oh well. Can't have everything. Well, I think we've just about covered everything we can for this aftercast. It's a relatively chill one, and this has also been this has also been very much a test for the base OBS broadcasting that I want to start doing for the aftercast, just having a video streaming cast. And check out the VOD. You can go back on Twitch and check out the last few hours that we've been gaming and whatnot. Recently today, I kind of had it I was just having a chill stream, listening to podcasts myself. If I'm listening to podcasts, by the way, while I'm Twitch streaming and whatnot, I'll probably put y'all on a really low setting, really low audio, so that you're not hearing the podcast I'm hearing. Because I don't want it to relay the feed through, and I would feel weird just replaying podcasts that I'm listening to through my podcast Twitch. That doesn't sound right. So I'll have a little sign up that says no sound at the moment listening to so and so podcast. But just giving y'all a quick heads up of what's to come on the broadcasting stream and whatnot. I'm still learning about what to do, what we should be doing with this broadcasting system. I feel like I've got the power, and I'm learning daily. So just like the camera stuff, I can see if I can fix that. See if I can. Oh, now I'm glowing. Now I'm glowing. I'll dilly-dally around with it and see what I can do. But thank y'all for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. We could not do this without you. PayPal.me/LuckyDog Podcast. If you have just a couple extra, quarters, bucks, whatever you can do to help support the stream, it absolutely helps. You can support on PayPal. You can support on Twitch. You can support any way possible. Sharing the podcast obviously helps. If you want to hear these podcasts sooner, if you want to hear the movie reviews and TV reviews and all the bullshit behind the reviews, YouTube, go to YouTube, and you'll be able to hear all the podcasts early. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. We cannot do it without you. All the social media links are below. Comments, questions, concerns, theluckydogpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the stream, LuckyDog Podcast on Twitch, and take it easy, everybody.